To me, it was personal when I did it, that I wanted to remind myself what this was all about. And then after I'd done it, I realized that it could help other people who were kind of in my boat that just needed that bar of accountability to themselves and to others.
Enchanted Sky Media.
From the Federal Resources Studio, this is Code 3, the Firefighters podcast, hosted by award-winning journalist Scott Orr. Code 3 features interviews with leading members of the fire service, discussing firefighting strategy, tactics, and other topics you need to know more about. Now, here's Scott.
That's right, and I will not let Parkinson's stop me. Thank you for joining me again here on Code 3. This is the show for and about firefighters. We're informing and entertaining members of the fire service, just like you, from coast to coast. We've talked a lot about upholding fire service standards on this show. Today we're going to discuss a voluntary oath, if you will, that you can take to reinforce your own beliefs. It's called the Vigilant Creed, and it was developed by Corley Moore. He's a 22-year firefighter from Oklahoma who started a blog called Firehouse Vigilance in 2017. As a student of fireground leadership, Corley believes firefighters should have resources like the Vigilant Creed to keep their priorities in order. And Corley Moore joins me now. Welcome to Code 3.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on your podcast. I've enjoyed it for quite some time.
Well, thank you. So how did you develop this creed?
Initially, it started out just as a personal accountability for myself. I tried to write down in words how I felt about the fire service and what it meant to me. And that's where it started.
It's definitely more than a job.
Oh, there's no doubt. It's a calling, and I believe that.
What does the creed mean to you?
To me, personally, it is it embodies what the fire service means to me. It is a way to hold myself accountable to a higher standard, to push myself every day to improve, to get better, to remember why what we do is for them, it's for others. That's it. Accountability and ownership of the job and mastery of yourself and trying to better yourself in the fire service.
Just about every firefighter there is takes an oath when he becomes a firefighter. Is this a reminder of that oath, or is this something more?
I don't think anything replaces that, and it's not trying to. I think this is just about setting. To me, it was personal when I did it, that I wanted to remind myself what this was all about. And then after I'd done it, I realized that it could help other people who were kind of in my boat that just needed that bar of accountability to themselves and to others that were willing to share that accountability.
What boat were you in? It sounds like maybe you were having some burnout problems or something like that.
Well, I think we all go through peaks and valleys, especially the longer you do the job. I wouldn't say burnout so much as it's easy to get lost in a valley, and it's easy to forget the peaks and how great this job is. And so it's a good way to remind yourself why we do what we do.
And so then you began to make it a public thing for other guys. How many other people have signed on?
Currently, my goal initially was to get all 50 states. It was kind of just American-based, not on purpose so much as that's just where I'm from. And so initially, the goal was to get all 50 states. Currently, we've spread to 21 of the 50 states, and it's still spreading every day. And then we've gone to 6 countries now, including Iran, South Africa, the Philippines. I was trying to think of the others, but it's spreading quite rapidly. It's gaining speed and momentum.
And why is that from your point of view? Why is it such a popular idea?
I think all firefighters know what they should be doing, even if they've lost their way and that's not necessarily haven't been doing what they should be doing. I think they all know it. And so this resonates with them on a deep level that this is something I should be doing. I should be doing this without the creed, but I think it's just a nice visual reminder to get back on track, to improve yourself every day, to get back in the gym, to get back in the books, the tactics, the drilling ground.
I'll be back with more right after this.
Federal Resources is a mission-critical solutions provider with only one goal: to empower and prepare the first responder for any threat, at home or abroad, that they are called on to respond to. Your mission is to protect and defend. Our mission is to make sure you're equipped with the knowledge and training on response techniques to current threats. We'll make sure you know the latest innovations in technology to ensure mission success every time. You look out for everyone else. Let us look out for you. Learn more at federalresources.com.
Are you one of those guys who is always out there training and always motivating other people you work with to do better?
I definitely try to motivate everybody around me. Yes, would I say I'm perfect? By absolutely no stretch of the imagination. There's always room for improvement.
No, but then you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to put yourself out there and say, hey, I'm doing it. You should do it too.
Yes, sir. That's a great way of putting it. And the big thing about the creed that I wanted it to be was inclusive, because it's not about only the best can be a part of this. This is about people who are willing to struggle to improve themselves. Because, like I said, we do have those peaks and valleys, and it's not about only the best can be on this. And if you're not the best, get out of here. This is about including I've had people message me through social media and say, hey, I'm out of shape. It's been a long time since I've worked on my skills. I really like this idea, but I don't feel like I'm allowed to do it. And I was like, no, this is exactly who it's for. This is about getting back in the gym. This is about getting back in the books.
It sounds like it's for anybody who realizes that they've let things start to slip and wants to get back to excellence again.
Or never wanted to slip in the first place. So that would be ideal too.
Yeah. Now, I understand from having looked at your website that there are dog tags associated with this.
Yes, sir. I wanted something. I wasn't originally going to design like one of those little silicone bracelets that I could wear I'm big into symbols and emblems, if you would. Yeah, I like them a lot. So I was going to do the bracelets, but I wanted something more than that. And so I found dog tags you could design online, and I designed those. They're absolutely not required for part of it, but I do find myself looking at my tag and the reminder on the back of it of the Vigilant Creed. And sometimes when I don't feel like going to the gym or hitting the books, I'm like, no, I remember why I do it. So it's a reminder, and they're available on the website. Again, they're not required for the Vigilant Creed at all, but they are the reminder.
What is your ultimate goal here?
Honestly, when I first started, it was just to improve my accountability to the fire service and to myself. And it's kind of grown almost on its own as I've shared my heart and what it means to me. And so I don't know if there is an ultimate goal other than the leave the fire service better than when I got to it.
That's pretty admirable all by itself. Corley Moore, thanks for talking with me today on Code 3.
Hey, Scott, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And we've put some more information about how to join the Vigilant movement on our website at code3podcast.com/vigilant. Check it out. Now, here comes your trivia question, and this one involves math, unfortunately. How many cc's would you administer if you had to give a normal saline IV bolus to a 22-pound patient? I'll have the answer right after this.
If you like Code 3, you'll love the Code 3 Bull Session. It's more discussion with our guests on any topic. Sometimes it's serious. Sometimes it's not so serious. But it's only available to patrons of Code 3. Find out what you've been missing. Go to code3podcast.com/support. Pledge just $10 a month to support Code 3, and you'll get immediate access to all the Bull Sessions in our library and future interviews as we post them. Become a patron today, support the show, and get access to the Code 3 Bull Sessions.
Here's the trivia answer. If you had to give a normal saline IV bolus to a 22-pound patient, you'd administer 200 cc's. That's because a bolus is usually calculated at 20 cc's per kilogram of patient weight. At 22 pounds, this patient weighs 10 kilograms, so the answer is 200 cc's. Alright, that's it. That's all for this edition of Code 3. Love to hear what you think of the show. Just email me, scott@code3podcast.com. Thank you for listening. I'll be back next time with more, and I hope you're here. I'm Scott Orr, and until then, stay safe.
Code 3 is made possible through the generous support of Federal Resources. Visit them at federalresources.com. This show is a production of Enchanted Sky Media. To contact us, get more information on today's show, or to subscribe to the podcast, go to code3podcast.com.